I'm Catriona. I'm a researcher at the University of Leeds, and I'm doing my PhD in climate law. I work in an area of climate law called loss and damage, which essentially is the impacts of climate change, particularly in countries in the global south, like least developed countries and small island states. I work with one community in southern Malawi called Tembedza, who are impacted by climate change in the form of cyclones like Cyclone Freddy, and the drought that's affecting southern Africa at the moment. In my research, I listen to the experiences of people impacted by climate change, and I think that that's something which is immensely needed at the UNFCCC, at places like COP29 and COP30. And in policy and governance of loss and damage going forward, I would like to see a bigger space for people impacted by climate change to have a voice in the governance and financing of loss and damage. So I was an online delegate to COP29 this year, which means I watched the proceedings from here in Leeds. I watched both side events and the negotiations at COP29. So the side events are usually filled by policymakers, activists, researchers who are working on loss and damage, which is the area I work in. And they're often really encouraging. They're people who are really invested in loss and damage coming together to imagine ways that people who are impacted by climate change could be better supported to cope with its impacts in the future. And the side events are usually my favourite part of a COP. They fill me with a lot of hope and encouragement. The other thing that I would watch during COP29 was the negotiations. This year, the negotiations were focusing on the new finance goal. I was hoping that loss and damage would be included in the new finance goal, specifically grant-based finance, which isn't including loans or requiring paying back. Unfortunately, in the new finance goal, loss and damage wasn't included in the end, which was definitely a disappointment for a lot of activists and policymakers and negotiators involved in loss and damage.